Bhagavate Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, I'd like to seek the blessings of Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Madhav, Radha Damodar, Krishna Balaram Bal Gopal, Gauritai Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees, so that continue with the pastimes of Lord Damodar. So we came to the place where Yashoda Mai was after him, running after him with a stick, and Krishna couldn't believe it. Anyway, Yashoda Mai, cautiously, so as not to slip on the buttery remnants, follows Krishna's footsteps down the stairs towards the courtyard. Although Krishna is the intelligence of the most intelligent, he mistakenly sat with his back to the house, giving his mother the added advantage of sneaking up on him. As mother came into the courtyard, she noticed her husband's jeweled walking stick against the wall. He must have forgotten to take it. She grabbed the stick, thinking, I will not hurt him, but I will give him a good scare. Krishna was alerted. Mother was coming because the monkeys told him, hey, watch out, mom's coming. He spun around. He saw his mother with a stick. He was shocked. He did a double take. Did she really have a stick in her hands? He knew that punishment was inevitable, but a stick? She had used a stick previously to chase away the monkeys and herd the cows, but never to discipline him. Is she really coming, threatening me with a stick? Jumping from the motor and landing on his chubby feet, Krishna had another look at his mother. Was this all real? Is she really coming at me with a stick? So he was shocked. So Bhagavatam verse number 9 from chapter 9, 10th canto, goes like this. Tam ataryastim prasamikasya satvaras tato apar avuru hir pasasara bhitavat gopyan padanam badayam yadaban noyam api yoginam shamam pravestum tapaseri tam manaha. Translation: when Lord Shri Krishna saw his mother stick in hand, he very quickly got down from the top of the mortar and began to flee, as if very much afraid. Now we know he actually is afraid, but he also is aware of his divinity, his greatness, his omniscience, his omnipresence. But at the same time, this feeling of scaredness is there. It's real. It's not made up. So both are there consistently, and they don't interfere with each other in terms of their behalf. His supremacy is there, but he's also feeling scared is there. So, which is quite incredible. Although yogis try to capture him as Paramatma by meditation, desiring to enter into the effulgence of the Lord with great austerities and penances, they fail to reach him. So they try with the speed of mind, through meditation to reach Paramatma. They can't get him. But Yashoda Mai, thinking that same Supreme Personality, God Krishna, to be her son, began following Krishna to catch him. How is it that she's going to be able to catch him if the yogis can't catch him? Anyway, she had the stick. She really had the stick. And she ran, as did the monkeys, who all scampered up the nearest tree, which they're very good at doing. This is Yashoda Mai after Krishna. Krishna looks scared. She's coming at him with a stick. The demigods and sages who were fortunate enough to witness this scene looked on in wonder, mesmerized by the collage of Krishna's transcendental beauty, his abode, and his pastimes. This is, there's nothing to compare with Krishna in Golok having his Leela, his childhood pastimes with Mother Yashoda. Although there are many incarnations and deities throughout the universe. None could compare to the charm of this child. So one God, many incarnations, many expansions of God there are, but none of them can charm compared to the charm of Krishna. The demigods conversed amongst themselves. Is Krishna really afraid, or just running as if he were afraid? Because he's very convincing when he does his pastimes. And this is a really amazing painting. Yashoda Maya after Krishna, baby Krishna running. Extraordinary. For the crime of stealing fresh yogurt, the Supreme Lord is being threatened by a stick-wielding gopi. It's very bewildering. Moreover, he who is feared by demons and demigods alike is running away in fear of her. So as the famous saying goes, the sun only rises and sets, the moon only rises and sets, the wind only blows, because they're scared of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that same Supreme Lord is now running away from this stick-wielding gopi. In this land of Gokul, there is no chance of pretense for even the Supreme Lord. The law of sweetness dictates that he behaves like an ordinary child. So he is really scared. We must therefore conclude that he is full of fear. This is what the demigods concluded. So this is another wonderful painting. Krishna being chased by Mother Yashoda. Such an display of emotion may be bewildering even to the learned, but the Lord's associates say Krishna is possessed by thoughts of fear. What to speak of the demigods? Krishna was bewildered by his own activities, his own conduct. Why am I running away? Krishna is thinking. Even the yogis who meditate on me through excruciating penances and over a long time, yet I am personally remain far from them. If they can't catch me, why should I fear this gopi? So it's Krishna's, this is his omniscience is now conducting his consciousness. Right? Who's she to catch me? No? She's simply a gopi who's running after me. How can she catch me? If yogis who dedicated their lives upon me and meditate upon me can't catch me. Krishna answers his own question. Because she holds the secret of unconditional love. And that love can control, catch, and punish me. So this is the difference. The yogis, they may have love for Krishna. They may not have love for Krishna. They may have love for Krishna, which is not necessarily as intense as the bhaktas. The bhaktas' love for Krishna is so unconditional. It's so without any motivation and so unlimited that Krishna becomes completely captivated by that love and controlled by that love. So he gives himself to his devotee. He gives himself completely. The demon, Kalayavana, he would run after Krishna, never to reach him. And Krishna was just walking away because of his own sinful ways. So Kalayavana, this is given in the 10th canto, his pastime, when Krishna is simply walking away from him and he walks into a cave. And the demon is running after him, but he can't catch him. Yashoda Mai was not sinful, but was pure and loving. From Kalayavana, Krishna walked leisurely. But from Yashoda, he had to run. He was running fast. That said, Yashoda Mai was still a good distance from Krishna. Although the force of her loving desire bridled him, neither could she catch him, neither Could he escape? It was a tug of war in which they were, for the time being, evenly matched. So this is a really amazing tug of war. Krishna is just 2 or 1 meter away from Yashoda. No matter how hard she runs, he's just 1 meter away. No matter how slowly he's running, she's 1 meter away from him. No matter how much they tried, mother and son remained 1 arm distance, never any closer, never any further. Run as she might, she could not get any closer. Run as he might, he could not get any closer. Oh, get any further, sorry. He couldn't get any further. Yashodamai called out to Krishna, "Stop running, stop, you thief and liar. How dare you run from your mother? Stop where you are." So Yashodamai giving Krishna a hard time with her words. Slowing somewhat, but trying to keep his distance, he turned and called over his shoulder, "I will stop if you drop your stick." But the Yashoda, "If you are afraid of punishment, why did you break my butter churn and ransack my storehouse?" So she's asking for explanations from the boy. Krishna is saying, "I will never do it again. Please drop the stick." However, Yashodamai was still intent on catching him. So she tried another approach. With long wailing sounds and showers of false tears, he publicized his tale of woe. He was thinking, mother will be intimidated if I attract the attention of the neighbors. Now, of course, this is a little embarrassing for him as well, but he had no choice in the circumstances. He had to call out for as much help as he could get, even if it was from the neighbors, from whom he had been previously stealing. But mother was not intimidated in the least, continued her chase to chase her darling boy, even making it known to him of her intentions with a whoosh, whoosh of the swing of the cane. After chasing Krishna for it seems ages, Yashodamai was tiring, sweat was pouring down her cheeks, her hair loosened. But Krishna was also thinking, where is the shelter for me in this world? He called out in distress, please drop that stick. Do not punish me with it. If you drop it, I will come to you. So when we have problems in our life, we take shelter of the Supreme Lord. But when he has problems in his life, who does he take shelter of? Mother Yashoda. So he was pleading, please drop that stick. Don't punish me with it. If you drop it, I will come to you. So text number 10 of chapter 9, 10th canto. Anvancha mana janani brahajala choni bharagranta kati sumadayama javena vishvam sita kesha bandana achyuta prashunda nugati param mishtam vishat. Translation. While following Krishna, Mother Yashoda, her thin waist, overburdened by her heavy breasts, naturally had to reduce her speed. Because of following Krishna very swiftly, her hair became loose, and the flowers in her hair were falling after her. Yet she did not fail to capture her son. Well, this is extraordinary. She caught him. Considering her own fatigue and his pitiful plea, Yashoda made as if to throw away the stick. So she changed tack. She pretended to throw away the stick, but actually she was hiding it behind her. And she exclaimed, she said to Krishna, look, I have thrown it away. So slow down, so I can catch you. Krishna was deceived. He slowed, and by turning towards her, slowed even more. With Yashoda Mai still running at full speed, the mystical arms distance vanished. She managed to wrap her right hand around his wrist and around his right wrist, and triumphantly said, "Now you are caught, rascal." There you go. Right hand around her right wrist, his right wrist, and she caught him. Beautiful painting. Touching Krishna gave Yashodamai ecstatic feelings. She touched him after a long time, his hand. Unattainable by the prayers of the Brahmins, the speculation of Gyanis, or the meditation of yogis, Krishna was now arrested by the glorious love of Yashodamai. So we have to remember that this is the love of Yashodamai that's catching Krishna. No one can catch Krishna. No one. But he allows to be caught by his devotee because he's under their control. Initially, Brahma and Shiva were upset to see Krishna exhibit fear of his mother. But now they were completely bewildered to see her capture him. If Krishna was so susceptible to a gopi, how could he really protect them? So, where's Krishna's shelter? Krishna whimpered, "Mother, please do not beat me." So, text number 11 of chapter 9. Kataga sam tam prarudantam aksini kasantam anjan masini swapanyani panina udvikshamanam bhayavi bale kshanam haste gritva visayanti tya avagura. Translation: when caught by Mother Yashoda, Krishna became more and more afraid. He admitted to being an offender. As she looked upon him, she saw that he was crying. His tears mixed with the black ointment around his eyes, and he rubbed his eyes with his hands. He smeared the ointment over his face. Mother Yashoda, catching her beautiful son by the hand, mildly began to chastise him. He started emanating a stream of sweet, indistinguishable words, and which were nectar to the ears of Yashoda Mai. She was really enjoying what was coming out of his mouth as excuses, fully realizing he was helpless in her mother's grasp. His mumbling transformed into sobs. Yashoda Mai thought, in his disturbed condition, this boy is likely to do anything. He is so strong-willed that he may even run away into the forest. Better I secure him to an immovable object until he is composed. I will tie him down, she thought. Unless he surrenders and calms down. Krishna wasn't ready to surrender yet. He tested Mother Yashoda's grasp, but she held him tight. He remained unwilling to admit guilt, but his courageous facade was betrayed by his tears. He was afraid. Yashoda Mai kept trying to look at his face, but whenever she did, Krishna turned away, and with his free hand, he wiped the remnants of yogurt from his mouth and body, thinking that the less the evidence, the better, and perhaps her punishment would be reduced. Finally, Mother had enough of his antics and exposed the stick she was hiding. She waved it in front of him and said, "Do you see this, king of rascals? If you do, do not try to run away again." Krishna was shocked. She had cheated. She still had the stick. He felt betrayed. The commotion now was attracting the Brijbasis, who were starting to converge. Krishna felt increasingly humiliated. He was a leader of the boys. He had held a position of respect amongst them. Were the boys to appear now, he would become the butt of their jokes and be dishonored as their figurehead. So many thoughts going and emotions going through him. Krishna felt overwhelmed And after all, he was just a little boy. He did what little boys did. Little boys do. Began to sob uncontrollably. He tried unsuccessfully to conceal himself in the fold of his mother's sari, but she would have none of that. She would mildly push him away. So this is completely new territory for Krishna. Krishna's indifference, Yashoda Mai's indifference to Krishna was a new feature in the relationship between mother and son. Krishna was expecting something else. He was expecting the warmth of touch and kindness of love with which mother always wiped away his tears. But that was in the past. He had crossed all limits in his behavior, and she wanted him to learn to take responsibility for his acts. Although seeing his sad demeanor, Yashoda Mai almost succumbed to her maternal nature. But the importance of educating him restrained her. She started calling him all sorts of names. Oh Shanta, restless one. Roshagrasta, one who is swallowed by anger. Mukta Prakata, oh greedy one. Vanara Priya, friend of the monkeys. Wow. Graha Lup Daka, house thief. Why have you brought ill fame on your lineage with such bad qualities? Krishna was hurt. Why did she have to call him names? Friend of the monkeys. Yashoda Mai continued, to teach you a lesson, I'm going to tie you up. For the time being, you can't play with your toys or your companions. I will also deny you butter and yogurt. Friend of the monkeys. She keeps calling him that, huh? Vanapriya. Reform and stop your mischief. If ever again you steal from the house, then remember this stick. Whew, that was quite a heavy lecture. Having said all that, Yashoda Mai let the stick fall to the ground. Krishna breathed a sigh of relief that the stick was not in her hands, but he was miffed by her comments again regarding being the friend of the monkeys, and also, even worse, being denied any butter or yogurt. Remember, he was pretty hungry. He only had a little bit of milk and a little bit of butter, which he had stolen. And it's been quite a long time now since he's had anything to eat. So we can stop there. Yeah. And we'll continue tomorrow with Mother Yashoda tying him up. Any questions, any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Is this happen after he was sleeping in the room?
Yeah, he was sleeping in the room.
And then the milk was coming out from the milk was on the gas, and then mother left the Krishna Bhagwan on the floor, and she went to stop the milk coming out.
That's it.
Then did the milk run out, or did she stop it?
She's a little bit ran out, and then she stopped.
At that time, Krishna went to the store and broke everything. And this is the story after that, yeah?
Yes. And then she's running after him with the stick.
With the stick, yeah.
And now she's tomorrow, hopefully we'll, oh no, maybe tomorrow, maybe not. But the next time we meet, we will talk about how she ties him up. And that alone is a huge, huge pastime.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
So, Yashoda Mai ki jai, Yashoda Damodar ki jai, Radha Damodar ki jai, Kartik Mas ki jai.